Another interesting matchup. We got Geoff Neal versus Carlos Prates. A striking fan's dream, this one, guys. Not going to see a lot of grappling, if we be honest. You've got Geoff Neal. You know, look at his resume. Neil Magny, Mike Perry, Ian Gary, Rafael dos Anjos. You know, real good boxing style, real heavy puncher. Fought a who's who, and also, despite his losses, his last two losses, they've been against top-level competition in Shavkat Rakhmonov and Ian Gary, and I'll probably give both of those guys their toughest fight to date, apart from when they fought each other. He got finished by Shavkat, but it was a real back-and-forth scrap. He made it messy, he landed some good shots, he had his moments. The Ian Gary fight wasn't such a barn-burner, but it was close. It was a split decision. And it's a loss to stage really well, because you look at Ian Gary now, he's pretty much at the top of the division, again, on the verge of a title shot. So, one of them, Geoff Neal, I think when he turns up and he's on his game, he's very, very much one of the best in the division, but he is in against a real good striker here. Carlos Prates, elite Muay Thai background. We've seen that in his first, he's either 4 or 5-1, I think, in the UFC. All knockouts, you know, absolutely starching up guys like Neil Magny, which is hard to do, you know, when you see guys like Ian Gary taking Magny the distance. Magny's still doing the thing, you know, he's still getting wins. He's been around a long time, but he's not down and out by any means, and Pratt has put him out of there bad. The guy's got massive power, can turn the lights off at any time, and he's active. You know, he is very active. He's had 5 fights in the last 18 months, despite coming off the loss to Ian Gary. You know, within 18 months, he's gone from being a newbie in the UFC to fighting a guy in Gary who was, you know, 2 fights ago on the verge of a title shot. So, look, it's one of those. I don't expect anything other than them to meet in the middle. I do think Prates edges it in terms of striking skill. He's got great shot selection. He probably edges it in power a little bit. And he's very good at leading the dance. So if I was Geoff Neal, I'd be thinking, as much as we want to see a striking battle, mix it up a little bit. You know, I'm not saying go out there and wrestle, but put him on the cage, weight him down. You know, just give him something to think about so that he's not just leading the dance. Take a page out of Ian Gary's book. You know, Ian Gary fought Prates the perfect way. Didn't wrestle him as such, but just let him know that those takedowns were there. Attack the legs well. And an interesting one in this match is southpaw versus southpaw. And one of Geoff Neal's best weapons from his southpaw stance is that rear leg, roundhouse kick to the body, to the head.